Have you ever looked closely at the human canvas? Our skin is a map of our genetics, our environment, and our history. But for roughly 1% of the global population, that canvas does something remarkable. It changes color in patches. This is vitiligo. For decades, it was one of the most misunderstood conditions on Earth, surrounded by myth, fear, and intense social stigma. Today, we see it on fashion runways and in global ad campaigns. But where did it come from? Why does it happen? And how did humanity go from exiling people with vitiligo to celebrating their unique beauty? Today, we are diving deep into the complete story of vitiligo, from ancient medical texts to modern cellular science. What actually is vitiligo? To understand vitiligo, we have to look under a microscope. Your skin color is determined by cells called melanocytes. These cells produce melanin, the natural pigment that gives your skin, hair, and eyes their color. In a person with vitiligo, the body's immune system gets confused. It mistakenly identifies these harmless melanocytes as dangerous invaders like a virus or bacteria and launches an attack, destroying them. Without melanocytes, there is no melanin. And without melanin, the skin turns stark white. Medical science categorizes vitiligo into two primary forms. 1. Segmental vitiligo. This type appears on only one side of the body, like a single arm or one side of the face. It usually starts early in life, spreads for a bit, and then stops. 2. Non-segmental vitiligo, the most common form. It appears symmetrically on both sides of the body, like both hands, both knees, or around both eyes. It can slowly expand throughout a person's lifetime. It is important to clear up a major myth right now. Vitiligo is not a disease. It is not contagious, and it is completely painless. It is an autoimmune condition. But throughout history, people didn't know that. And that lack of knowledge led to thousands of years of tragedy. The dark history and ancient myths. The history of vitiligo is as old as civilization itself. The earliest recorded mentions of skin depigmentation date back over 3,000 years. Around 1500 BCE, the ancient Egyptian medical text known as the Aber's Papyrus described conditions that caused the skin to lose its color. In sacred texts from ancient India like the Rig Veda, a condition called kilasa was noted. Unfortunately, ancient societies lacked the tools to see what was happening at a cellular level. Because the white patches looked superficially similar to infectious diseases, vitiligo was deeply feared. For centuries, people with vitiligo were falsely diagnosed with leprosy. Because leprosy was highly contagious and led to severe physical disfigurement, those with vitiligo were cast out of their communities, banned from holy places, and forced to live in isolation. The very word vitiligo is believed to have been coined by the Roman physician Aulus Cornelius Celsus in the 1st century CE. He likely derived it from the Latin word vitium, meaning a fault or blemish. For nearly 2 millennia, the global medical community offered bizarre and dangerous cures, ranging from applying toxic plant juices to blistering the skin under the harsh sun, hoping the color would return. The king of pop and changing the narrative. As humanity moved into the 20th century, science finally separated vitiligo from leprosy. But the social stigma remained incredibly heavy. The most famous case in human history belongs to the king of pop, Michael Jackson. Throughout the 1980s, the public watched as Jackson's skin tone noticeably transformed from deep brown to pale white. The media ruthlessly accused him of trying to bleach his skin to deny his African-American heritage. The truth didn't come out until 1993, when Jackson sat down for an interview with Oprah Winfrey. He revealed to a global audience that he suffered from a severe case of vitiligo. He explained that the changing patches were too difficult to cover with makeup, leading him to use treatments to even out his skin tone. His autopsy in 2009 officially confirmed the diagnosis. Jackson's struggle put vitiligo into the global spotlight, forcing millions to learn what the condition actually was. Modern treatments and a shift in perception. Today, dermatology looks completely different. While there is no definitive cure, modern medicine offers several highly effective ways to manage vitiligo if a patient chooses to. Topical treatments. Corticosteroids and anti-inflammatory creams can help slow down the immune attack and jumpstart repigmentation. Phototherapy. Exposing the skin to specific wavelengths of narrow-band ultraviolet B, UVB. Light can stimulate dormant melanocytes to start producing color again. Depigmentation. In extensive cases, patients choose to safely remove the remaining pigment to create a uniform appearance. But perhaps the biggest revolution isn't medical, it's social. In the 2000s, a young woman named Chantel Brown Young, known professionally as Winnie Harlow, redefined the fashion world. Instead of hiding her symmetrical vitiligo, she proudly showcased it on global runways. She proved that vitiligo isn't a flaw to be cured. It is a striking aesthetic that makes an individual entirely unique. Vitiligo is a journey from ancient isolation to modern celebration. It reminds us that our skin doesn't define our value, but the patterns it creates can tell a beautiful story of resilience. If you or someone you know has vitiligo, drop a comment below and share your story. Let's keep breaking the stigma together. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more deep dives into history and science, and we'll see you in the next video.